other device para ka-add ko sa ibang classmate. So, we started with um, the characteristics, no, and also the different kinds of quantitative research. No, we learned that quantitative research deals with numerical values. Mostly, it deals with the statistical data. No, that's why it's um it's much more kuan siya no kanang hindi mo ko yung accurate jud ka kan mas accurate siya compared to quali no pareha sa man sila, but it deals with numerical data, it deals with statistical data, so it's much more easier for us to have like a bigger scope of research when we deal with quantitative. So with quantitative research, no, we also deal with variables, no, which are traits that numerically describe or give meaning to an object, phenomenon, or group of people. So we only knew about the independent and dependent variable from last meeting, no. So this morning I am also going to introduce to you the other types of variables, like the continuous variable, the intervening variables, control variables, which also plays a significant role in research. Yung yung kasulod sa kuan sa Google Meet for a while. Gusto ko sa code. Okay. So we already knew that variables are the ones that are usually identified, examined, described, or correlated to answer a scientific inquiry. So katong pag koan Tuesday no naatay duha ka variables nga nailhan, which is the independent and the dependent variable. I think this was already discussed during your senior high, no, but just a recap lang in case you forgot na, no. So independent variable is the one that is manipulated, especially in experimental or causal research. So it actually causes an effect, no, sa ato ang dependent variable. Okay, the dependent variable on the other hand is the one that changes because of the independent variable. So again, no, going back to the scenario that I have already presented atong pag Tuesday with the hamsters and the plants, diba? So for example, in the case of the plants where we introduce them into different colored lights, or we introduce them to different like sunlight, no. So ang sunlight dira is the independent variable, while ang plant or ang paggrow sa plant, no, is the dependent variable, because we are going to observe if na ba improvement siyang growth, no, or wala if we expose these plants, no, to different colored lights or to different amounts of sunlight. Okay, sa cases na pod sa katong hamster, if you could remember, no, ato ko ang gi-discuss pag Tuesday, we want to know asa ang mas effective for memory growth, or for example, no, for like retention sa ato ang hamsters, no, so that they can solve puzzles quickly, no, maka-finish sila og maze in a faster pace, no. So we tried two different diets, no, one with the pellets and then one with the fruits, no. To make it faster, we provide two hamsters. So ang hamster nga tong giobserbaran, no, kay tungod nagkaon man siya og kanang are either artificial pellets or fruits, ang hamster nga atong giobserbaran if nabay improvement siyang memory is the dependent, rather is the dependent variable, while ang independent variable is ang katuyang diet, no, that consists of either fruits or katong mga artificial pellets. So katuyang food, yung diet, no, causes an effect sa iyaha nga memory o siyang retention, which in turn either shows improvement or wala. Okay, so again, basta gani ang katato i-manipulate to have an effect towards another variable is called the independent variable, while the dependent variable on the other hand, no, changes because of the independent variable. So we also learned about the four characteristics of the quantitative research, no, which is the controllability, generalizability, objectivity, and replicability, wherein we already knew, no, from our meeting pag Tuesday nga ang controllability is where when we conduct quantitative research, it should be in a controlled environment where variables are identified, no? And again, no, they can also be controlled. So it could either be in like experimental research, we replace them in a controlled environment, or we have a controlled group, no? And experimental man good na atay controlled group, na apod tay koan experimental group, no? So si controlled group is mo na siya ang kanang kuanan, mag naka-fix na siya daan, walang experimental group, dira na to ibutang ang intervention, and then we see if na ay changes ba, no, if we compare it with a controlled group, no. So usually it's common in experimental research, no, but in non-experimental quantitative research, no, as long as you can easily identify the variables and it also can be controlled, and it can be limited, no, malimit ni mo number of respondents, then there is controllability. Then ang katong generalizability, no, katong ako ang gi-illustrate ang katong dako kay nga pie as the total population, and we only get like a slice of it as the sample size that will represent the entire population, because it's too impractical to get all 5,000 people as your total respondents. So you will just get a sample size of like 370 people that will accurately represent, no, it will be substantial enough to accurately represent the entire population. So when we do survey, dili pud siya too small ang ato ang sample size, because if it's too small, it cannot represent the answers baron or kuan sa entire nga grupo, no? Kinahanglan man jud na siya nga ubay-ubay pod, di ba? So katong cases nga katong example nako nga kung interview ta nya, pulo ra ka tawo tong pangutan-on kung preferred ba nila face to face or online classes nya, daghan di ay ang prefer og face to face pero pulo ni answer og online. So kanang pulo cannot totally represent the entire population of the school, di ba? So you'll get a sample lang pod. Dili pod nato makuha tanan kung daghan jud kaayo ang population. Like 2,000 or 3,000 tanan imo respondents, dili na pod kayo na siya kaya. So instead, no, makuha ra tag sample size using Sloven's formula, no? So when we calculate the sample size, then we're provided with wala siya, no, 370 katawo. And then in the future nato nga discussion, ako po nang i-discuss ang probability og non-probability sampling. So once kabalo naman ta nga 370 ang ato ang kwaon nga mga respondents, in what way do we identify them? Do we do like kanang stratified random sampling, where we classify them to different groups and we get a representative for each group? Or do we do simple random sampling with intervals, no, like every sixth person in the entire population ato ang kwaon hangtod maabot tag 370? Or do we do non-probability sampling, wherein we would get like koanra, for example, no, we would be getting it's not tip of my kana. Pero nakapamahon ako ron din ako lutang. Tuesday lutang kay ko to Tuesday. So anyway, like non-probability sampling, like snowball sampling through referrals, or for example, no, you could also do kanang purposive sampling or quota sampling, depende na sa nature sa imong study, no. Di mo ta pwede mo buot-buot pod, no, mag-agad jud ta sa unsay nature sa tong study. Basta mo na siya sa quantitative generalizability, pwede ta mapagamyan ato ang respondents kung dako na jud kayo ang total population. So may nakanindot pod with quantitative research. Objectivity, so again, no, mogamit ta og mga structured instruments like questionnaire, no, katong gipakita nako last time sa inyo ha, nga moagi siya test of validity and test of reliability, moagi siya og pilot testing to ensure nga it's free from errors, at the same time it measures what it intends to measure, and also, no, not only that, no, consistent ato pong ma-assure ang consistency of the responses, no, nga kabalot ang atong questionnaire ihatag sa ilaha, di sila maglibog on saan pag-answer. Okay, and then the last na to nga koan, last na to nga character ni quantitative, ito ang nakatunan pag Tuesday, is that it also has replicability. So it doesn't mean nga kanang totally identical jud siya from chapter 1 to chapter 4, but what I mean is pwede siya ma-continue, pwede siya mapadayon, okay? Because I don't think nga similar outcomes lang ato ang gusto i-aim with research, no. Oftentimes I would remind the students, no, nga in research it's important to have novelty, you know. It means nga it's something new. Although na let's say daghanan nag-conduct og study about like math anxiety, or for example, no, about matatag curriculum for education, no, and then for tourism, daghan na kayo nagstudy about sustainable. What makes it unique than the previous research papers that were conducted before? Okay? So kung parehas lang man gani siya, mo na usay kanang ingon mo nga, ma'am, anak ka na dapat na replicability. Pero katulad ng parehas mi sa akong sa classmate, wala kaning sugot. So, syempre you would be doing the same thing, di ba? It should be something that has novelty, it is different, it is new, no, to the body of knowledge. And then if ever gani nga it has been studied before, katong mga areas nga wala pa na explore, no, like for example, dako man kayo ang scope sa tourism, unsa may mga areas nga wala pa na-explore before, or dako makayong scope ni mais tourism. If nahuman naman og study ang potentiality og readiness of San Carlos City as a mais tourism destination, how about we deal with marketability? Okay, with attractiveness, no? It has the potential, but is it an attractive sector when it comes to our stakeholders, when it comes to our potential tourists, di ba? So, maupod na siya, no? You could continue other areas nga wala pa na-explore before sa previous researchers. Then you also knew about the strengths of quantitative research. This is just a recap, no, from Tuesday's discussion. So, analysis of data is assisted with statistical methods. Again, numerical data dyan gina-deal ni quantitative from the word quantity. Quantitative. Qualitative is more on thematic analysis because, again, mag-interview man kanila, di ba? So, kanang ilahang gi-interview, no, you try to analyze common themes with their responses, no, like, we interviewed 10 teachers based on their lived experiences, as public school teachers ito sa far-flung area sa mga barangay sa bukid. So, sa ilahang day-to-day living, sa ilang struggles as a public school teacher dito abi sa bukid, di ba? So, when we do interviews with qualitative research, no, we use thematic analysis. So kuan jud lang word for word jud nila nga kanang gitubag sa interview mo na ato ang i-compare if unsa may mga common themes or common nga experiences nga ning resonate sa tanan nga to ang mga participants sa survey. Okay, and then we get our analysis from that, no. Sa quantitative, it's more on statistical methods using survey. So, ihap raman to, no, pila ka book ni answer og yes or no, or strongly agree sa questions 1 to 10. And then, we try to come up with an analysis nga, since kanang daghaning respond, no, og strongly agree ani nga statement, therefore, ning agree sila nga maon na. So, pwede mo yung maghimog analysis ha, sa kuan na siya sa conclusions na siya. Pero, anyway, no, so large-scale research can be undertaken. Again, no, with quantitative, pwede siya province-wide, region-wide, or nationwide nga research. Magdepende rin siya na sa capacity, resources, no, budget and time ni researcher. Kaya jud actually na siya, no, ang given lang jud ang resources niya, access to resources, access niya to the respondents, no, yang time, yang budget, no, appeal jud na siya. The data can be presented in graphical or tabular form, just like what I've already presented to you last meeting. Katong nakatabulate na siya, no, na dira ato ang gikuan kung pila ang responses, strongly agree, strongly disagree, strongly disagree per question. Then also weaknesses niya, so requires a lot of time and effort if large sample size, and that is true, naabot mo mga 300. So dugay jud na siya, no, compared to like 50 lang or pulo lang ang imuhang participants. Statistical analysis requires an expert, and that is true, no. Last night I just talked with my advisor, so I need an expert statistician dyan, no. So syempre it's either you pay or muhatag taog ka ng something lang pod, no, for their effort, kay di pod biya lalim nga magkuan sila sa data, mag-help tabulate. Then quantifying and reducing observations to numerical values make it too simplistic. So last time, we already discussed the types of quantitative research under experimental lang, no? So, duha pa lang to siya with true experimental and quasi-experimental research. Both are actually the same. Naman Japon, it's still a causal research. I-determine man mo ang cause and effect relationship between the independent and dependent variable, but the only difference lang with quasi and true experimental is their participants. Okay, kay medyo confused patagamay ato pag Tuesday, no? So, ang through experimental research, samples are randomized. Okay, meaning ana no, we select our participants randomly, like by the case atong mukuha ta og 200 kabuok front office participants to join the experiment. Out of the 200, we do not know asa dira ang gikan sa Awani, we do not know asa dira gikan sa Beladama, sa Palau, no, wala ta kabalo asa sila nag trabaho, no, kay di mo na to i-reveal ilang identity, no, o ilang work history, no. So out of those 200, you would get random 60. So out of those 60, regardless na kung pila imong edad, pila ang unsay imong gender, no. So out of those 60, 30 will be using a mobile app, no? And then the other 30, from the 60 will be using manual, no, nga booking. And then mo na siya, no? After pila ka days of experiment, then dira na ta mo draw in og mga conclusions or analysis from our observations or findings from the experiment itself. So that is true experimental, no? It's randomized. Medyo confusing na diri kay ang seeds manggod ni ato but ang diri is random placing of seeds ra manggod siya. We don't specifically assign them a pot, no, like si sachet 1 dito sa set A tanan, si sachet 2 sa set B tanan, si sachet C is sachet 3 is set C tanan, no. So random placing of seeds in pots, and then random picking of pots ibutang kung asa siya nga set i belong. So dira na siya nga part where it's true experimental, no, because random lang siya, random assignment. But with quasi, it's assigned, no, or pwede mo maglibog, it's non-random. So it has to be specific, no, like for example, we segregate them according to height. Sa door 1 ang mga tag-a, sa door 2 ang pars nako nga mga midget, no? Mga 4 feet ang height, no. So dito na sa door B, or sa second door, and then nadiri duha ka glasses of milk, no? So since gi-assign man nimo siya asa siya nga door na belong, igrupo nimo mga tagas, igrupo nimo mga putot, so that is quasi. Or mupili ra ka, so wala kay igrupo-grupo, mupili ra abi ka, no, ato ibutang tanan nga naay type 2 diabetes, kwaon nimo tanan, no, nya regardless sila ng gender. Pero although ko nga regardless mo na gender, ma'am, random siya dala nga pita, pero ang ato mo go experiment is naka-focus more on the type of diabetes. So since specific man nga type 2 diabetes, so that is assigned or non-random. Kaya you are choosing your participants based on their type of diabetes. Pagkahuman ana, no, ato na dayon silang tungaon, no, para sila pod sa katong true, pero ang naka-difference lang is tungaon nato sila, pero both of these groups have the same type of diabetes. So si controlled group mo to siya ang wala nagamit og mobile app, for example, no, wala siya nagamit og mobile app to assist them with lowering their sugar level, while si other 30, no, kay gitunga man nimo ang 60, no, 60 kabuk nga naay type 2 diabetes, ang 30 walay gamiton nga mobile app to assist them to lower their sugar levels, while ang pikas nga 30, ang group B, mo gamit sila og mobile app that will help them track and lower their sugar levels. Okay? Yes, we classify them into 2 groups, but they possess the same type of diabetes. That's what makes it quasi-experimental. Because when you select participants, it is assigned or it is non-random. Second, classifying them into 2 groups does not mean that it is randomized, no, nga pag gusto ra bitaw kog butang ko pila ka kanang kinsa akong ibutang sa group A o group B, ma'am, so random ra pon siya, no. So in experimental, we have controlled group rather, and we have experimental group. So the one who did not use the Shemara. So the one who did not use katong mobile app, no. The one who did not use the mobile app is the controlled group. Okay? Katunang naay independent variable or the intervention, which is the mobile app nga mo help them control or track their sugar level, is the experimental group. Okay, ay mo kalibog sa experimental na no. O, kung magkuan mo, kung mag-STEM teachers ang uban diri no katong mga education students nya mag senior high school teachers mo nya mag STEM no nya mag capstone mo. Ang capstone dili na sa IT guys ha na mampud tay capstone project for STEM students and usually it's experimental. Ginahan ko mo try og capstone pohon experimental pero wala pa kay kuan na nakahimo but just the concept idea of it. So mo na naakay duha ka grupo, control group and the experimental. Pero naman po yung usa nga wala di siya controlled group, no? Sige lang, maabot rataan na mo explain po ko ng mga types of experimental research. Naman po, aside from true ug quasi, na po ta experimental nga walay controlled group, nga siya lang usa ang tagag intervention. O, naapod tay experimental research nga naa siya controlled group. Para sa katong bago lang nako gihatag nga example. Okay, so diri na ta sa ato ang new topic which is the non-experimental research. Now we have the descriptive, we have the comparative, and we have the correlational. Sa ako ang daan nga slides with practical research when I was still teaching in senior high, naapod mi longitudinal research, retrospective, mga na ano na ka nang based on time dimension nga non-experimental research na unsa tong usa gani. Wait lang. Ano ba to diri? Ano dito sa akong external drive. Nami usa katong nalimot ako sa kuan. Din ako basta daghan pa jud na siya. Pero pinaka-common is the descriptive, comparative ug correlational, no. Naman gud tay mga kuan, naman tay like longitudinal research, retrospective, based on time dimension man na siya. So, you compare data from the past ug sa present. And then, naapod tayo research nga you compare the data from today and then the future. So, kuan siya, no, kanang more into like impacts iyaha, no. Pero ang atong ginagamit rin most commonly is the comparative, correlational, descriptive. Mamadjud na siya. So, let's start first with descriptive. Okay, this is one of the most pretty common type of quantitative research out there for non-experimental, no. So again, ang non-experimental na atay tolo. Ang true is quasi og true. Experimental is quasi og ang true. Ang non-experimental, descriptive, comparative, and correlational. So ang descriptive research is a non-experimental research focused on the description of factors, variables, or phenomena that occur in nature. So you're just merely describing a phenomenon. Okay? So, kana siya class, dili na siya ingon nga dili na siya ingon nga you're comparing two variables or you're going to establish a relationship between two variables, no? So, you're just merely going to describe it, no? Like, my master's thesis nako is a descriptive type of research because I'm just going to describe or determine the potentiality of San Carlos City if it does have a potential as a MICE tourism destination. I'm not comparing San Carlos City before and now. And I'm not also going to establish any relationship at all, no, between two variables, just merely describing its current situation. Okay? O para sana, no, so sa education pa na, you want to know the reading habits of the junior high school students, no, or ang lang reading comprehension. Kalabanan sa ko mga masteral nga students kay reading comprehension ilahang research. And for me, no, kuan kanang murag mo na sa mga pressing issues nila dito po silang school, as what I've noticed, ang pretty common themes nila is kuan how their principals would treat them, no. Wala akong common jud basahan ako silang research papers, no. Employee motivation, no, not just with salary, no, but mostly ang ilaha is like ang leadership style sa ilahang principal, no, and how it affects their motivation as employees, no, and also reading comprehension. So kung wala sila tay two variables nga gina-compare, you know, for example la is kanang ang larang gusto mabalaan ang level of reading comprehension sa mga estudyante, then wala nila gi-compare ang before and after the intervention, then that is descriptive. Okay, so again wala kay compare, wala kay establish nga relationship. Kung say examples ana, no, this is one example of a descriptive research. To identify the factors that contribute to the spoilage of food, a survey is conducted to know about food spoilage. You can use descriptive statistics in the mean, median, or mode in the survey. So, gayus po tag descriptive statistics, no? Frequency count, no, percentage and frequency, mo na to ang ginagamit, no? So, kani is unsa raman ang mga factors nga nag-contribute to spoilage of food, imo raman ang gusto mabalaan. Okay? Wala man ka nag-compare kay kung comparative pa na siya, imo i-compare if butangan ako ni siya og kani nga specific ingredient ang kani nga food, madaot ba siya? So, i-compare nimo ang before and after if imo siyang ibutang atong kuan. So, ay ganun more experimental. So, from the result of the survey you conducted, for example, you observed that the frequency of temperature, so naghatag kag mga different factors dira. Then imo silang gipa-answer. Nya out of all of the responses, ang frequency or ang kadaghanon sa responses kalabanan na agto sa temperature as the one of the highest factor ngano mas spoil ang food. This means that temperature contributes to food spoilage the most. Okay? So, muna ang descriptive. So, for example pod, unsay following factors that contributes to poor academic performance, no? Hatag kadag mga following factors, no? Na adre mga psychological, na uban dira most on their academic nga factors, no? Or maybe at home, so nga ginagi panghatag dira nga mga questions. And then, ansira na sa mga respondents. Out of the survey, you would then identify as ito ang pinakadaghan og responses sa katong mga factors imong gibutang. Okay? Then, dira na ka mo draw og analysis nga, okay, out of all of the factors that contributes to poor academic performance, no? Usually, it comes from external factors, no? Like, at home, no? If dili stable ang ilahang family life, no, sometimes it can have an effect sa ilaha pud nga pagskwela, no. So mga things like that. Now that's a descriptive, no, type of research. Or for example, you want to know if how ready ang usa ka eskwelahan to implement matatag curriculum. So kung readiness man lang ang imong gusto mabalaan, then that is descriptive research. Again, you're not comparing, you're not establishing a relationship between two variables. So nakasabot ra sa difference si descriptive research or unsa ang ano ni descriptive research. So tawa kayong kuan, tawa kayong background. Okay, let's now proceed to comparative research. So comparative research is also called causal comparative research. Its primary objective is to compare two variables in order to identify whether there exists a causative relationship between them. So this kind of research usually involves two or more groups and one independent variable. So again, from the word comparative, you compare two variables, no? I'll give you an example. So this is for like education siya nga related. So you want to know if attendance to the school summer program is the cause of the students' increased class participation. You identified two groups of students who enrolled in the summer program and those who did not. You collected data on their individual class participation, and after analyzing the data, you concluded that summer program helped the students in participating more in class. No, una po siya in the case with the controlled group and the experimental group under experimental research. No, but wala ni mo siya sa controlled environment. No, so it's not experimental. So sa comparative, okay, you have two groups. No, na ay grupo sa mga estudyante nga wala naka-attend og summer class. Nya na uban nga naka-attend og summer class. Then you compare data, no? You base it on their class participation, their academic performance, and then ang controlled variable dira, it should be coming from the same subject. Okay. Dili man na pwede nga ang katong niagi og summer ang imong i-measure sila is ang English nila nga class participation. Unya ang katong mga wala nag-summer kay math, no? So the level of difficulty and the content is not the same. So kung mag-comparative ka, na po kay controlled variable. So katong ni agi og summer, katong wala ni agi og summer, they must be evaluated using the same subject. Okay? And that same subject could be either class participation sa English, class participation sa Filipino, dili pwede lain-lain. Okay? So, once that you have collected data on their class participation sa English subject and then they are coming from the same year level because it should be controlled as well, dapat coming from the same level, and then mix pud ang mga bright o kanang ko ano mga achiever ug mga non-achiever kay basin niya gang kato nag summer program mga achievers na daan nya mga wala nag summer program dili achiever so layo ra pud kaayo pud ko ano so apat mix pud sila. So after you analyze the data, you then concluded nga ang summer program nakatabang jud siya. Okay, compare sa katong wala. Okay, based sa survey sa results nila, um, mas mo participate sila sa class, mas familiar na sila sa mga concepts nga gidiscuss sa English, and then a level of difficulty, I mean, it comes to quizzes or kung mas confident sila kay tungod na kaagi na sila na sa summer class. So, na sila yung foundation na daan sa summer class. Well, that's comparative research. Okay? So, that is comparative. You compare two groups of variable. Similar to the concept, again, no, of katong controlled group and experimental group. The only difference lang is that wala may coercion no nga dapat kaning grupuha kamo mag-summer mo kamo dili imuha rang lantawon imuha rang iko ano kinsa man to ang nag-summer o kinsa tong wala no nya kabalo na ka nga sagol-sagol siya nya imong kwaon ikaw na mo control nga dapat gikan sa grade 9 lang jud tanan kay para dili pod siya ingon nga kanang alkanse ang wala nag summer class kay nasa higher year level imong gikuha nga nag summer class no so ang na-controlled variable ra diri is the year level and the subject. Okay, next let's proceed to correlational. So correlational, no, we take it from the word relationship, no. The primary objective is to compare two variables, then identify the relationship between them. So it's different with causal research because we can easily identify that this is the reason why the dependent variable changes. Like we can immediately point out, okay, kanang nausab ang iyahang memory or yung retention kay gipakaon man gud ko siya ani nga pagkaon. Char. And then kanang and then unsa pa jud kanang you can easily point out nga ay kanang ning kuan kanang sa ning improve yang health kay tungod ani nga ko ano kani nga specific ingredient nga yang gi-intake or kani nga specific supplement yang gi-intake for pila na ka months no okay so that's causal no kay kabalo jud ka nga nagmanipulate kag independent variable to have an effect to the dependent variable si correlational is just the relationship the proximity of its association no it means that it could be one of the reasons, but it's not main. It's not the main reason. Meron kanang could be one of the contributing factors, but it's not the main reason why. Okay? Because there could be other contributing factors as to why kani siya nag-usab. Okay? Para to make it more clearer, this is one example. And I've mentioned this overuse na kay nako ni siya nga example, no? So you want to know if there's a significant relationship between the length of sleep and student productivity. So data on length of sleep is based on bedtime and waking up time of the students. So, mahatag ka sa survey questionnaire at what time sila usually matulog o what time sila usually mumata and then how many hours of sleep ang ilahang ma-receive per day. Then, data on student productivity is also based on a number of activities being finished every day. So, pila ka book ang ilang mahuman. Like, ang katubang longer hours of sleep, mas daghan siya number of activities nga mahuman compare sa katong gamay ra og number of hours of sleep. And then, data analysis. Wait lang. So, data analysis shows that the closer the length of sleep to 8 hours, the higher the number of activities done. You concluded that there exists a direct relationship between the length of sleep and student productivity. Okay. Ma'am, ngano dili man siya causal, no? Well, there are so many factors that we need to consider also. Although, based on the results of the survey, no, mas daghan man daw kuno ang nahuman ang katong naka-kompleto jud og 8 hours compare sa kulang sa 8 hours ang tulog, ato po i-consider ngano productive ang usa ka bata, no? One, it could be either motivated siya because, you know, okay man yung health. At the same time, na siya other motivating factor like tagaan siya reward if productive siya this week or na siya ginaapas nga grade mong productive siya. So sometimes sleep has nothing to do with it, no? Second, the number of activities, no? It doesn't mean nga taon kompleto imong hours of sleep niya daghan kag nahuman mas productive ka compare sa katong gamay ra og tulog. Wata ka balo mas daghag activities pod ang gihatag sa iyaha compare sa katong 8 hours of sleep, 'di ba? What if katong kulang og tulog, pulo di ka activities ang humanon. Unya ang katong kompleto 8 hours kay 5 lang, 'di ba? Nya ang nahuman sa katong kulang og tulog duha ra. Oh, duha tulo ana, no? So, kuan pa siya, no? Kanang murag na direct relationship between length of sleep and student productivity, but it's not, we cannot easily point out that that is the main cause why productive ang usa ka bata. Daghan pa siya kog external factors like could be pressure sa kay deadline na, no, nya mo nang productive kay siya, or mo na, no, yang classmate kay crush man niya ni mo na productive kay siya kay ulaw pug kaayog, no, nga kulalat kita sa klase niya usala mo classroom sa imong crush, no? That's one example. Could be through pressure, could be through other motivations, could be through like a reward for yourself or you want to reach a certain goal, no? Um, so like for example, no, sa sa ko lang ginaingon na ko ana kanang productive guro kay ni siya ay kay kuan kanang tawag ni productive kay ni siya ay kay kanang daghan kay siya nahuman nga trabaho, no? Dili contributing factor could be na kompleto imong tulog anang adlaw or sweldo man gud nimo rong adlaw productive kay ka may ana ba happy kay ka mga ana, or you just need things to be done because napakay daghang buhaton on the next day. There are so many contributing factors, pero based on this survey kay naka-focus naman siya sa relationship between sleep, number of hours of sleep and productivity, mas dako jud siya og proximity, no, sa iyang association or relationship towards productivity, no, sleep and productivity. So daghan po examples, so nagkuan ko direct examples na apod tay exercise and stress levels, no. So the relationship between those who exercise more, and then does it have, you know, an effect or a relationship sa ilahang stress level. Well, like for example, no, nakita to sa survey nga more exercise is linked to lower stress, but that is not always the case, 'di ba? It's not always the reason. Sometimes gani, no, maski exercise pa kayo are still in high stress, no, because of work reasons, because of pressing problems, wala ta kabalo, no. So it could be a contributing factor, but we cannot easily point out that that is the reason why. Okay, mo na siya ang marag, you know, when we think of correlational research. Okay, other examples pa jud, income and life satisfaction. So, we need to find out if people with higher income are more satisfied with life, no? So, sa ubang survey, ninggawas nga higher income tends to be associated with higher life satisfaction or positive correlation, but it's not always the reason why, no? Na may uban nga lower ang income or sakto-sakto ra pud lang income but they're still satisfied with life because it depends on outlook. Okay? But it could be the majority, ano to, ibotang it could be the majority nga ang higher income equates to higher life satisfaction, but it's not the main reason why. Okay? There is just a strong association. There's just a strong relationship between higher income and life satisfaction, but it's not one of the reasons why. Because again, other people, even if wala sila higher income, could be satisfied with life already because it's their outlook na, no? Like, they're just satisfied with life. Kung sa ihatag sa ilaha, hindi na sila mo aim pa og bigger, no? Or koan. Charot. Or kanang koan, kanang sa mo aim og kanang murag mas bongga bells pa rin nga kanang kontento na sila sa ihatag sa life sa ilaha, no? Or for example, no, they're just optimistic nga people, no? May ana, no? That's one example. That's correlational. Again ha, so lahi din sa causal research nga dali kita ka pinpoint nga mo ning rason nga no nausab ni siya kay ako man kong gibutang ang ingani. Mo nang naaday direct effect sa iya ha. That's causal. You can easily identify the cause and effect, no, between the two. Si correlational is just the association, the relationship. Could be one of the contributing factors, could be the case for majority of people, but we cannot easily point out that that is the main reason why. Okay, nakasabot ra ni correlational research or or need pa siya di-elaborate na ko further? Hello? Char. Bantay bitaw ha. Na ako'y exercise ron yan. Pangutana ko ron ya. Kani mga nag-thumbs up akong pangutan noon. Eme. Okay, so you need to remember, quantitative research may be either experimental or non-experimental. Then, mangita na po kong bago na nga sa ano, all around akong mga PowerPoint, guys. All throughout my years of teaching, magod ka, bago-bago, kong PowerPoint. Pero na po ko sa ka-PowerPoint po nga, na ay types of experimental. So, nice po siya, introduce po sa inyo, ha. Wait lang. Wait lang sa guys ha. Very important email ipakuan si. Huy, wait lang. May classes ako eh. Okay. Balik ta. So, sorry. About mong to sa sayop. So, let's continue. Quantitative research may either be experimental or non-experimental. So, sa quantitative gani, no? Kung mag-causal ta, then we want to place our experiments in a controlled environment, and then we want to know the strong relationship between independent and dependent variable, or ganahan ka mag-capstone project, na kay controlled group, na kay experimental group, then mag-experimental ka. Then nara na nimo if mag-quasi ka or mag-true, if you want random or non-random participants. And then non-experimental, okay? For non-experimental, usually I suggest this one to you kay it's easier. And sa non-experimental naman tay descriptive, correlational, comparative. Usually with comparative and correlational, we do provide inferential statistics kay naman dyan na inferential questions no kay syempre you're going to determine you're going to compare two variables, so you want to know the significant difference between the two variables. So there's inferential questions in there, no? Or significant relationship. Kaya syempre, you want to determine the relationship between two variables. So, na tayo inferential questions. Okay? So, na siya nga. Pero, maski naaman tayo mga inferential statistics, kaya raman, carry raman na siya, no? Naaraman tayo statistician to help you out. So, you don't have to be intimidated, no? Ako gani, maski karon ma-intimidate man siya punta with research, no? And there are times I have to admit nga sometimes maka-encounter ko writer's block or experience ko times nga I'm demotivated, no, kay kanang labi na if kanang wala siya kabalo kung asa ka padulong, 'di ba? Like sometimes you don't know like where you know the process, you know how to write it. But mag-agad manggug ka sa format, mag-agad ka sa teacher, 'di ba? So sometimes maglibog pagkaasa man jud ko oy kay kabalo ko unsaon pero ko ipakita na ko nila sayop kay lahi ilang gusto, 'di ba? Wow, naghugot na dayon. So, it's intimidating, yes. Sometimes when you think about the process, murag ka nang kapoy, uy, kandagan kog himo na. But, you know, once you're at that point nga, when managhuman na kasi mong research, or even when you start the research, no, mabala nimo nga, especially kung mahuman na jud ka, ay, okay raman di, kaya raman di, ay, human na jud nako siya. Like, when you start at first, makuyawan ka, diba? I get that, no, when I corrected some of your research titles pag Monday, some of you had a hard time explaining to me, no? Ang ako lang jud is, you have to do it by yourself, no? Dili jud pwede nga kanang ipahimo niyo sa uban. Nga naman, because when the time comes nga ipangutan-on jud mo, no? Maglisod mo og tubag, diba? Nya, also, magkamuray ga kuan sa inyong kaugalingon, kay instead nga you will learn from it. So, wala mo na-learn kay agad rin yung sa uban. So it can be intimidating, it could be difficult at first, no, magkuhan ka kung asa jud ka magsugod, but once you're at that point na mahuman na jud mo, looking back makaingon jud mo, wala, kaya ra jud ay nako, kapoy tinuod, kapoy jud siya ang research. Masking kami nga have encountered research so many times. I've taught research way back in 2018, no. I started as like dili jud ko expert ana pataka ra jud ko kuan sa una. No, ako I admit no back in 2018 what I have taught to my students before and compared to now may improvement jud. No? Syempre research evolves man pod no. Then karon gani ang kontra ra jud nako sa research is ang time. Time, money mo ra jud na siya. As much as you know you want to do it no pero ano wala tay time matay kuan. Yeah, sometimes we get so tired of doing it, di ba kay malingaw na ka sa laing butang. But anyway, more na akong gingon sa inyo ha. No? Whether you would go with experimental, non-experimental, and then kung gusto mo mag-comparative, kung gusto mo mag correlational, kung gusto mo mag-descriptive, it doesn't matter as long as again um it is relevant, no? It is important, it is interesting to you, it has novelty. It might be difficult to start, but as long as it's doable on your end, raman, no? Makaya ra sa capacity po ninyo. So anyway, let's have a practice, no? Pero di na ta maging ani, kay madugayan ta sa time. Pag face-to-face ra ni siya. Ato ta sa katong mga examples na sa titles, and then I want you to answer if it's correlational or comparative. So, again, no, things to remember before we proceed with the activity. The word effect is indicative and that the research study aims to understand a cause and effect relationship. So, this could be attributed to comparative because causal bang padusay, causal comparative bang padusay si comparative, no? Experimental or quasi-experimental research. The word relationship or correlation sa gani relationship na gani from the title palanda ano the relationship between or na word nga correlation, it is a clue that the study is comparative or correlational. Mostly it's correlational. For the word effect comparative or kung naidwa ka variables si compare comparative. Kung ang descriptive kung mo determine raman ka, like for example, reading comprehension, gusto naman ko makabalo sa reading comprehension sa mga bata, unsay level niya, wala man ko gi-compare, wala man ko relationship nga gi-establish, then that is descriptive. Okay? Nakasabot ra. Marag nagdaduhan na sila og kung nakasabot ba jud sila. Sige, let us test if nakasabot ba mo with a short activity. Okay, can anybody tell me how can we generalize no in quantitative research an entire population? Dako kay kag entire population 5,000. How can we generalize it or make it smaller? Magro na ko to gi-recap.
Makuha ra kag sample size, ma'am.
Very good. Makuha ra kag sample size. Unsa ganito nga formula, Vilona? Sige lang, kay kuan pa man. It is Sloven's formula. Okay, so makuha ra kag sample size, no? Who can tell me ngano kinahanglan man ta mokuha og sample size? Aside from kanang naadala sa imong sa PowerPoint nako, no? Anyone? Kinahanglan man ta kog sample size aside sa akong PowerPoint nga gikuan. Lubogor na ko to gichika. Sayo na siya kaayo. Okay, balikan ako ha. Mukha tag sample size kay dako ra kayo ang total population. Ya kanang sample size sila mo represent no sa total population. So ang 370 ka tawo may represent sa total population of 5,000. Okay, kuha na siya using the Sloven's formula. Okay? Then kani nga sample size, it is substantial enough to represent them. Okay, next. What are the types of experimental and non-experimental quantitative research? Musugot ta sa experimental. Who can give me the two types of experimental research? Laos, Jude. Wala siya makasabot balikon siya ko nito nagklase. Unsa tong
Sure, experimental og quasi dam.
Quasi-dam.
Okay.
And even
True. experimental and quasi. Okay, thank you. Si Willow na akong estudyante og si Marich. Kantahan ta mo kuan ron. Jet 2 holidays, charot. Unsa to ang tulo ka non-experimental research be? Oh, ang non-experimental na pod, bagor na akong giklase. Yati mura pod mo si Dory, malimot ra ba dayon bagor na akong giklase. Sa tong tulo ka non-experimental. Hala. Amnesia.
Descriptive, comparative, o correlational, ma'am.
Okay, descriptive, comparative, og correlation. Kisa to nin shika og correlation correlational correlational, comparative, og descriptive. Okay. So kani unsa ni siya nga quantitative research. Okay? Robbie wants to assess the reading skills of street children and identify the possible programs that could help improve their skills. Pero ang yung main jud nga topic is i-assess ra niya ang reading skills of street children. Is this experimental, descriptive, comparative, or correlational? I'll give you 3 minutes to kuan. To huna-huna, char. To analyze kay ma-reply sa kuan nga kuan. Query. Then you can raise your hand if you know the answer. Oh, Robbie wants to assess the reading skills of street children and identify the possible programs that could help them improve their skills. Say hi sa camera. Shadow. Agay, nangamras akong iring. O anyone?
Experimental research dam.
O nga no experimental man. I-justify ko na mong answer, Marichel. Ala, duha ra jud akong estudyante diri. Ano experimental man. Atong ikuan ha, baliko na to. Robbie wants to assess the reading skills of street children. I-assess ra niya ang reading skills of street children. Kaning identify mo ning outcome ra, no? From the research niya. After mo man siya og assess, mo identify siya possible programs nga maka-improve silang skills. Pero ang una jud niya nga research, ang research jud niya is i-assess ra niya ang reading skills of street children. Anyone?
Kay random radam.
Dili siya
Random
experimental. Wala man ko nagmanipulate og independent diri. Independent variables. Oh, nag-assess ra ko og reading skills sa street children.
Descriptive, ma'am.
Correct, descriptive. Hala, si Wilona ra jud akong estudyante diri og si Marichel. Okay, ngano Wilona descriptive siya.
Kay murag i-describe ra man nimo, ma'am, kung ang reading skills sa mga street children. Wala ra ka nag-compare og
Oh,
variables.
correct. Nya nagkuan ba siya og kanang relationship? Wala naa.
Wala ra
Okay,
dam.
correct, Wilona. Okay, so descriptive ra siya kay from the word nag-assess ra siya og reading skills. Ang di ba ni hatan ako clue ninyo kanina, ang young's topic is nag-assess siya og reading skills. After mo man siya og research, dila pa siya ma-identify og possible programs that could help identify and improve their skills. Kaning possible programs, this is the output na once mahuman siya siyang research. Pero yung main research, at ako ninyo kanina, yung main topic rin si assess ang reading skills sa street children. Mag-experimental rata kung For example, no, sa usa ka laboratory or sa kuan abi kanang nagpili ka dira og lain-lain nga mga kuan no participants, then i-undergo nimo sila og experiment nga imong ipakuan kung asa lahang preferred nga types of books, for example, or marga na ba no kanang marag na kay experiment ba nga na kay controlled group ang 30 ka buktawo imong ibutang sa ka room nya wala sila kuan, wala sila gitagag intervention or wala bisag gitagaan og katong sa experiment, then ang pikas nga grupo gitagaan siya, then gi-compare nimo ang duha. So na manipulation of independent variables, no? So this is descriptive. Okay, so again, we need to remember that quantitative research deals with numerical values and how they can describe a phenomenon or infer a relationship. Characteristics of quantitative research includes controllability, generalizability, objectivity, and replicability. And then quantitative research tests hypotheses, which are based on variables that can either be independent or dependent. Quantitative research may be experimental, true, quasi-experimental, or non-experimental, descriptive, comparative, and correlational. Okay? So, kung na gani the relationship between the relationship of service quality towards guest satisfaction, that is correlational. Or a comparative study between katong so may mga lain pa na comparative research na to ha ako mga topics. Okay, hatag tag comparative study examples. Wait lang. Comparative study of online and face-to-face learning on student performance. So, katong niagig online, then niagig pa to face-to-face, i-compare na to if asa ang mas improve ang academic performance. That's comparative. But if you only want to know the relationship between service quality and guest satisfaction, that is correlational. Okay? Ang descriptive is we want to know the readiness of senior high school teachers ni Colegio de Santa Rita in implementing matatag curriculum. Okay, so ingana, ha? Ang experimental, we don't take that as experimental. Pero kung experimental, katunang, atong i-try if kanibang gihimo namo nga nga mobile app, or atong i-try if kanibang gihimo namo nga tablet, no, maka-improve ba siya sa pag-lower og sugar level. Or pag-lower og cholesterol kani nga tablet. So, kuha og participants, ang katungaan na dili mo inom sa tablet, natural lang ilang way of lowering cholesterol. Ang katunga mag-inom sila og katong tablet that can help lower cholesterol. And then mo na siya ang experimental. Nakasabot ra, galibog na mo ha nya wala pa ta sa types of variables. Napatay types of variables ani. Okay, we will take a short break. 5 minutes lang. Drink ako water. And then 3 minutes ako kayong 5 no. 3 minutes lang and then resume ta. Padayon ta. Wait lang. New PowerPoint na pod ta. This one is an older one, but it includes the types of variables, then the types of measurements as well. Wait lang. Hey, wait lang sa Okay, so let us continue. So we already established in the first chapters, no, the importance of research within our community, no. So we already established it's a scientific process, no. And in here, it's also defined as it's a process also of obtaining information to seek solutions to problems. And it's actually a very simplified description of research, no? Kay from the moment palang daan nga you establish your statement of the problem, and then your questionnaire is actually also based from your variables that you present in your statement of the problem. The purpose of that is katong questionnaire ninyo, once you collect data, that can answer all of the problems that you present in your SOP or your statement of the problem, okay? And then it can also help determine no the hypothesis po ninyo, no. Mo na siyang i-tested and verified by engaging in research. If i-accept or i-reject ang hypothesis, no, is it null or is it alternative, is there a significant relationship or not, no. So research is very or is equally important in different fields, no. It's important in science, technology, and engineering, for you to better understand the physical world. Research is also important in business, no? That's why as life feasibility study, marketing research, okay? So it's important to know how to determine customer needs and satisfaction. Okay, in tourism, it's also important, no? Because you want to know unsa ang mga possible or feasible nga mga tourism destinations nga pwede ma-develop, or unsay mga ways how we can improve tourism services as well. Okay? Which in turn can help also improve not only the attractiveness of a certain destination, but can help also contribute to the economy by encouraging more tourists to travel in our place. No? And that's the result of research. Okay. Ay. And then education, no, yung humanities and social sciences is also important because you want to know the perceptions of people, their behaviors, their beliefs, no, their perception and social issues, no. So psychologists and social scientists would often conduct research, and even in education, diba? So you want to know what are the possible teaching strategies nga effective, or how can we improve the curriculum, how can we improve the curriculum map, no. Is it or for example na existing nga kanang curriculum, is it effective, no, in addressing sa mga needs sa mga bata, no. So ing ana. So last time we already discussed the qualities of a quantitative research. Let us now discuss also its comparison with qualitative. I kept on mentioning qualitative, no, its features, how it works, no. And this is the clear comparison between them. So qualitative research, the end goal of inquiry is to seek meaning and deeper understanding of a phenomena as seen from the perspective of the participants and their lived experiences. Okay? So ang data collection sa qualitative involves observation, interviews, open-ended questionnaires, and focus group discussions. Minimal ra ang ilahang participants, no, up to 10 ang maximum nila. Okay, kaya daghan po kaayo, no, 50 imong i-interview, tagbaw na nakaana og thematic analysis. Okay, next is the quantitative research, which we already discussed just a while ago, no, is focused on acquiring numerical data through the use of research instruments. Usually these research instruments are in the form of survey and close-ended questionnaire. So, may tag close-ended, isa pa sa interview nga, okay, what are your thoughts? What are your experience on this? So, pag gusto ra jud mo, no, og sulat dira on sa inyong mga live experiences. With quanti, close-ended siya kay tungod kamo na may mo determine sa questions, and then naka-determine na pud ang responses. So, mo answer na sila from strongly agree to strongly disagree, naka-fix na siya, no. So in quantitative research, numerical data are usually obtained from a large sample of population and are analyzed using statistical techniques. Well, let's try to compare the difference between them, no, through assumptions, research goal and purpose, sampling, data collection techniques, research design, hypothesis, and generalizability. Let's start with assumptions, no. So qualitative, the world is complex and no single variable can adequately explain such phenomena. That's why it is open-ended, no? The world is constructed from the point of view of the participants or their lived experiences. Physical reality is understood from the perspective or stories of the participants. The quantitative, on the other hand, the world or physical reality is explained by laws of nature and science. It can be drawn objectively, no, ang data, no, through sample or through a survey, no, which can accurately reflect reality. research goal and purpose. So ni qualitative here on the middle part, no, to understand social phenomena, seek meaning, and interpret reality as seen from the perspective of stories of participants. To gain insights, describe events and patterns. So muna siya ang goal ni thematic analysis, no. We try to analyze patterns in their responses, no, so that we can understand unsa man jay common nga na feel nilang tanan. Nilang pulo unsa ilahang na feel equally, no. Patterns and increased understanding of ideas, feelings, beliefs, and motives of the participants. Okay, I want to try qualitative someday, no. Poho ko unta ang night time, na budget. Then to explain the cause of phenomena through objective measurement and numerical analysis. Okay, so numerical, no, and to predict established relationships, generalized findings. So the sampling ni qualitative here, the middle part, it's very small, purposive, and context specific. Okay, so for example, if your study again is the live experiences of the nurses in Abu Dhabi during the time of like kanang conflict or kanang kuano, kanang marag medyo na kuan sa ilang nga lugar, kung silang na feel during that time. Okay, so kator yung mga nurses, and then ito naka-feel ang kind of experience or live experiences sa public school teachers residing in far-flung or baryo nga mga schools. So, katuro po mga teachers nga naa dito, and then usually nasa mga 5 or 10. Hindi po pwede usara, no? So, very small. Si quantitative, ito na-discuss last time, no? Large samples are needed to represent the population, and then randomized and controlled for extraneous variables. So, you do sampling methods, no? We first get the sample size, then once we get the sample size, we implement different sampling techniques using non-probability or probability sampling. And data collection techniques ni qualitative, it includes document collection, participant observation, unstructured and informal interview, intense field notes, review of artifacts, and focus group discussion. There are also different types of interview when we conduct qualitative, no? Naay ubang nga qualitative interviews nga unstructured, wherein mo ask kag one question and then dira na ka mukuha og follow-up questions based on the responses of the participants. So for example, nangutan lang kag kausa, yan na siya gitubag. Ang iyang tubag dira ka mo draw og question og additional og kanang continue nga question. Ang structured or formal interviews, nana kay ng mga set of questions, so mo stick lang mo ana. Okay? Ang uban is observations, or kung focus group discussion siya, you gather them in one area, then you ask them questions and they take turns in answering. Okay? And then ang si quantitative, they includes administration of tests and questionnaires, experimentation, survey questionnaires, and use of existing data sets. So we have secondary data, which we could also include, no, existing na siya, di na kinahanglan mag-survey, secondary data na siya to further support your study or the results of your study. Like for example, if it's academic performance, pwede siya ang GWA of the students for that specific subject. Okay? And then administration of questionnaires. So it could be standardized or it could be self-made. If it's standardized, say mo siyang i-adapt from another researcher. So kapila na ko naka-receive, no, sa messenger, sa email nga gusto nila i-adapt akong questionnaire because they're conducting a similar study related to mine. So usually when they ask permission, ibutang naman na nila, no, slightly adapted from Ramirez, Saibelan, no, study niya potential in Carlos City as a master some destination. With slight revision from the study of ana, no. So, mini ana, ang ubang questions dito, gikuha gikan sa ko ang existing or na-publish na nga research, and then gigamit mo na sa ilaha. Pero nalay mga ginagmay nga revisions. Ang self-made is ikaw jud mismo mahimo, and then mo undergo. Pero both actually has to undergo test of validity and test of reliability, no? Kay dili man na pwede jud nga copy paste 100% ang questionnaire nimo, no, kay lahi gud imong study sa iyang study maski mag-standardize pa ka. Diba? So usahay ana mo undergo siya pong kag-test of validity. But anyway, going back, no. So kani questionnaire should siya naka-structure na, naka-limit na kung sa responses ra imong allowed i-answer. Mo nang very rigid jud si quantitative, no. Kay use siya og kanang questionnaires. Yeah, close-ended siya, no. Research design, evolving and flexible. So even ang title, no, even ang kanang kuan, mag-usab jud siya when once you do qualitative. I've observed lang once katong nag-title hearing me sa qualitative research, and then syempre nga ako is more into di kay ko ka comment on the content because again no, masking ang researcher man gud dili man gud na pwede nga usa lang ka area ka maayo no. So sa quanti raman jud ko medyo familiar EMRAD nga format. So wala kay ko na discuss, ga-observe lang jud ko how the process works no sa iyang content. Dito ra ko nag-ask based on um for example no sa kind of respondents yung kwaon no nga kanang kung kuan ba kung ang so to yung studies more on the effectivity sa lain ko to siya nga school no nya kuan siya murag guidance advocate dito yeah sa DS ka nang murag unsa ba ka dako ang na help ni religious education ano kanang naka-adjust ba ang katong mga public school sa kuan sa private school unya gi-question ako nganong appeal ang third year o fourth year kay naka-adjust naman sila. Siyempre, moabot kag third year, fourth year, you're already kanang acclimated, you're already accustomed to the culture of private schools, 'di ba? Ang preferred jud dapat ana magmura ako question, ang preferred jud ana nga respondents unta. Nya ang kuan niya kuan first year to fourth year. Nya magkuan gud siya gud magqualis, pulo ra imong pangutan-on, ana ba no? Quanti na lang tani to siya or mixed method. Wala ra po na ako ra pinasuko. So anyway, mo to kay kanang mo to na ko nga kuan ma'am, what if kuan first year kay nya sa second sem na kay syempre pag first sem di pa jud sa ka-adjust kay bago pagod sila nya mga public school students nya ana ko nga why not like sa second sem di ba mas preferred man siguro kung sa second sem kay ang first year students no nya sa second sem nimo sila interviewhon ka at least simulan taon if dali na ba sila naka-adjust sa culture sa private school no mga ing ana so anyway wala siya unya ang ako na observe po this it's truly evolving and flexible no I've observed nga kanang nag-discuss man sila to pag title hearing nga ay okay ra na ma'am kay mag-usab man pod mi og title anyway di magayon ni siya final nga title masking mo ni siya na sa title hearing kay as mo progress mo throughout until the final defense mag-usab-usab jud na no ya dili linear ang paghimo nimo sa qualitative so usahay you start with the objectives and then you conduct interview and then dili ka pwede mo basa og literature because that could also affect your perception sa research that could make you bias no nya di mo ka pwede bias when you conduct interviews dapat mo agto jud ka sa interview nga wala jud kay pre-existing kuan ba no you haven't read about other researches related to your study unya pa ka ana once nga naka interview so nga na it's evolving no and it's flexible a working hypothesis or a hunch is stated at the beginning pero pwede po siya ma-change as you go along the way and then it's characterized by non-intervention and procedures that have minimal disturbance. And this is true, you're not allowed, actually even in quantitative, di man ka pwede mo coerce. Na kung nasa pangutana, like, para sa to no, nag-survey ko online, nya, naman tayo usa ka hotel, nga nangutanan ako nga, kanang, okay ra ba if kanang, akong ibutang, kanang akong i-answer is, kani kay wao kasabot, ana ba? Ako ra igor ako mo explain if wa sila nasabtan. Pwede ko pwede maingon nga, "Oh, ikaw sir, kung feel nimo nga strongly agree, feel nako mas ninot kung strongly agree kay it means nga kuan jud ang inyong establishment, innovative jud siya niya. Nandiyan mo yung mga technology nga gi-implement. Di may pwede ingana, di may pwede mo coerce, di may pwede mo ikuan sila ha. So, less disturbance, narami dira either pwede po ni siya mo apply sa quanti ha narami dira para tubagon ila pangutana kung nasa di masabtan pwede mo coerce pwede mo influence bawal na siya kay affected pod ang results no ang accuracy sa response dayon ang kuan pa na ang sa qualitative is minimal disturbance. So syempre mag-focus group discussion. Di pwede nga ga-answer pa lang ang imuhang participants sa qualitative, no? Like mag-focus group discussion mo, mag-interview. Imo din siyang i-cut off, no? Nya kanang usahay no ako I'm guilty of that ra bang kanang ako sad manana din ka la mo po na ko na feel manana din ka di na pwede no igor ka mo observe so for example no mo na ang na experience ni respondent to minaw ra jud ka imo ra nang take notes ra dira ra ka mo kuan dili ka pwede mo manipulate or mo disturb while they are also discussing kay that could also affect like for example lami na kay siya tubag-tubag dira ano lami na kay siya tubag regarding sa iyang life experiences niya mo sabay ka nga mawala sa siyang thought niya lahi niya manunaan no so that could also affect no sa iyahang responses okay so sa quanti it's structured predetermined formal and inflexible that's why it is close-ended ngano predetermined kay the questions are already there the responses are already there igo na lang ka mo check if mo agree ba ka og dili no nya wala rin nakabutang dira nga this is what I felt this is what I think this is what kanang for me lang na wala ing ana no so predetermined formal and inflexible so very robust siya okay robust instrumentation that is designed and structured to verify the hypothesis set at the beginning of the inquiry process it usually involves an intervention and manipulation of variables so hypothesis it's tentative it evolves during the course of the study see hypothesis on the quantitative, it's specific, testable, and stated on the onset of the study. But it is still bound to change. Usually, null hypothesis man should mean for the very beginning. But once nga mag-hypothesis testing na na result abi pagkahuman, nga kanang high significance or high relationship, mga yan na, di mo, usab po imong hypothesis. Okay, but usually, gina-state na siya on the onset of the study. Generalizability, so si qualitative, it assumes that each individual culture or research setting is unique. Because of its uniqueness, generalizations are dependent on the context of the study. See, quantitative, on the other hand, assumes that a researcher can discover laws of nature that may add to reliable predictions and control of phenomena. During inquiry process, the researcher seeks for regularities in samples or individuals, in samples of individuals or groups. Okay, sorry. Napay role of analysis, no? So, ongoing and inductive, see qualitative. Analysis is repeated until a plausible and credible explanation of the data is arrived at. Qualitative data is derived, so gikuha siya from observation, interview, field notes, other techniques are summarized for codes, patterns, and themes. For quanti, it's deductive and statistical. This implies that numeric data are subjected to statistical analysis that may involve descriptive, parametric, non-parametric, inferential, and analytical procedures. So, role of researcher ni qualitative, it deliberately interacts with the participants in a personal way. Free to use intuition and judgment as basis for deciding how to frame the question or how to conduct observation. So, this is more on the unstructured interview, no? So we come up with only one question and we will see how the conversation flows after that. Once kaning mutubag sila, dira pa ta mo kuha og sunod nga ipangutana. That's why butang diri no nga, it's based on judgment and basis for deciding how to frame questions. For quantitative, it is objective, impartial, and detached. What way siya nga detached? Like you don't have like a personal interaction with the participants. You don't have to like, so ma'am, what did you feel or how was your experience as a public school? Wala yung ana, no. Hatag ka questionnaire. Hatag ka. Yeah. Ma'am, sir, if na may mga questions or maglibog mo sa question or clarifications, you can approach me. Ra. Then, sila na bala answer. Pasagdaan mo na sila. No? Uban gani, ibilin ra niya. Balikon ra pagkahuman. Diba? Sa kuha gani is online. So, hatag ra. No? Mulat ra ko nga tubagon nila niya. Kung na yung mga pangutana, dira pa ko mutubag. Pero, dili should exactly nga to coerce or to encourage them. So, this is intersubjective reliability. Thus, researchers adhere strictly to the scientific method or to a formal set of procedures in collecting and analyzing data. And it's very formal because, again, you have to undergo pre-oral defense first once that your questionnaire is approved or na siya mga revisions. once nga ma-change ma-change ng revisions, ma-improve imuhang kuan imong questionnaire, supposedly there should be like an ethical clearance, no? The ethical clearance is there para to ensure nga imo jung na-meet ang corrections ni panelists. Like for example, nahuman ako og pre-oral defense. Pag human ako imong questionnaire, pag human ako og present sa akong questionnaire na ay mga revisions ang panelists. So, usban ni, palikog revise ani na. Pag usab kanang ako ipakita sa ilaha, and after ana sign na nila. It's like at sa validity pod, no. So sign na nila, okay na meet ang mong corrections. Pwede pa na to siya undergo pa siya sa validity, no. Kita tag 5 dira kabuok kuan experts imong i-undergo ta sa validity na content validity ratio. So kana set of questions mo answer na sila if kani siya is relevant, kani dili relevant, pwede siya i-remove, kani relevant siya per na minor revisions. And then once nga agi siya sa validity, na check na sa mga validators no who are experts in your field, and then high validity ang result, pwede ta mag-pilot testing. Before pa ka mag-survey ha, mag-pilot testing. Tas sa validity, ipa-check usa kung free from errors, unsay mga questions nga double barrel questions nga need itangtangon, unsay need i-revise. Once ma-corrected na siya, pwede na ka maka-test of reliability, iagi pa ni mong test of reliability. So validity to ensure nga it's grammatically correct, it measures what it intends to measure, walay mga repetitive questions. Once nga okay na ang result, mag-test of reliability ka through pilot testing, you would get 30 participants not coming from your original pool of respondents. So meaning ana, if imuhang study is nakalocate sa Calatrava, mag-pilot testing ka sa San Carlos, nya mokuha ka og 30. 30 is the standard number of participants sa pilot testing. So, for example, nag-pilot testing ka sa San Carlos, kay sa Calatrava man ang nature sa imong study, or ang locality rather, no? So, pag humani mo og pilot testing, ninggawas dira sa results through Cronbach's Alpha, nga high reliability man siya, kay lapas man siya sa 7, was it 7 or 5? Muta ko, basta mga ana, no? Lapas siya sa 7, high reliability siya, for example, so, pwede na siya mo conduct na kaog survey. So, mga pilot testing, no, okay na ay consistency of your responses, nya free from errors yung muhang questionnaire. Dito na dayon ka mag-survey sa Calatrava kung kinsa jud to imong mga respondents. So, very formal, nya taas kayo ang procedures when it comes to survey. Dili na siya pwede nga, ay maghimo lang kang survey, check lang sa imong advisor, mag-survey dayon ka. So, natabo siya na a couple of times wherein kanang maka-encounter ko questionnaire niya, wala siya wala na gud validity or reliability. So, ang tendency is sayop ang content sa questionnaire, sayop ang pag-survey, balik na rapon ka. Kaya sayop man ang imong results. So, importante po na, ang questionnaire is importante jud kaayo na siya. Nga mo undergo jud ka og test of validity or test of reliability. Okay, so it's kuan siya, no? Agi siya formal set of procedures compared to the qualitative. Okay, so it's already 11 kapin na, no? So, unya na lang ta mo kuan. Actually, humala matag-discuss ang strengths and weaknesses. Mo proceed na sa variables of quantitative. Di na ko mo discuss ani ken na naman sa akong previous PowerPoint. Ang kanina lang ako na siyang i-discuss next meeting, that will be next week. Okay, the types of variables in quantitative research. So for the other students nga naka-check na sa lang title, maghimo mo og PowerPoint onya ha, natag lang kog sample for the title hearing, which will be after the mag-title hearing na tang defense, no, right after the shorter day. Title hearing dayon ta kay para ikabot og July, so good dayon ta og discuss for chapter 1. And then chapter 1, 2 and 3 ato nang humanon. I will be gone September. I will be traveling to Manila, no, kay na ami sayap. So make sure nga pagbalik na ko pre-oral defense na ta. October ako target date. Okay? So Layo na ka ng October. Wait lang. July, August, September. Pwede siya September ta magkuon kung makahimo siya mag-questionnaire dayon. Pero mo lagi na busy po kayong September to October, no? Labi na October kay na ay kuan. Foundation Day, mga intrams, sana. So, there's a possibility either we could have it September and then ito pa abton jud October kung busy jud kaayo pero tulo na kaadlaw kay pito ka buok grupo na oh my god daga na kay ko grupo checkan pito ka grupo na ang ato ang research no for the graduating students. Okay, do you have any questions? Please do not leave yet. Napakoy meeting after ani sa katong mga kuan mga mo OJT. Do you have any questions?
Ma'am.
Okay, so
Wala rin, ma'am.
since wala na may questions tanan, we will continue our discussion on Tuesday. Pabilin ang tourism students for our orientation regarding the OJT. So, katong mag-Cebu. Sa Cebu is ako'y mo determine ana sa Cebu sa Nustar kay 10 ra na ilahang limit. And then, ang katapong ginahan pod mag-Cebu, na po tayo J Park, so mga ilang kog details sa katong mga previous na OJT, kay naman sila ito'y kaila dito, no? Sila ba ito'y nagkuhan silang contacts dito. Okay. Since wala na may questions tanan, I will end the session for research, then we will continue with our meeting for OJT na. So, for the education students, you may leave the Google Meet room, and then for the tourism, kindly stay for a while.